guys, this is Lindsay with Garage Gym Reviews. Today we are going to talk about the NordicTrack 1250. Now, if you have seen any of my videos before, you know I talk about the NordicTrack commercial 1750 so much. And really, I think that the 1250 has a ton of similar features to that 1750, but at a more affordable price point. We are going to talk more about the specs, the details of the 1250. I mean, it is loaded with iFit programming. I think that the cushioning on the deck is actually pretty decent for a cheaper treadmill. And we're going to talk all about the specifics, but first make sure you are subscribed to our channel so you can continue to see videos just like this one. Also, if you want to go ahead, purchase the 1250, we place a link below the like button. Super easy for you to use it. When you use that link, it doesn't cost you anything extra. It just gives us a small commission. Lastly, this was sent to us by NordicTrack. However, it's not going to change what I will say. I do have a few call outs of things that maybe I wish were different, things that I would change, but overall, I'm always going to tell you the truth. Now, one thing that I love and I also don't love about this machine is its touchscreen. So it's a 10-inch touchscreen, which overall is a pretty decent size. It's like smaller than the NordicTrack 1750 at 14 inches. 10 inches is pretty decent. The one thing that kind of annoys me about it is that actually the display is much larger than the touchscreen itself, and it's a lot of wasted space. It's kind of useless in my opinion. So even though I love the fact that it does come with a touchscreen, it is 10 inches, I do wish that if they were going to make the display like this big, that they would also make the screen this big. Continuing on with the screen, it does swivel from side to side. You can also place it up or down depending on where it's comfortable to look at. Now, one of the things that I love about the fact that it swivels side to side is that if you are using the iFit program, which NordicTrack does come with iFit programming fully loaded on this treadmill, then it's going to give you the ability to use it off of the treadmill. So if you're doing any sort of Pilates, strength training, yoga classes on the iFit programming, go ahead, just swivel that screen and use it off the treadmill. Another thing that I really love, and I have found this to be true with most NordicTrack treadmills, is it has a quiet drive system, meaning it is one of the quietest machines out there. Now, do I think it is as quiet as the 1750? Not quite. That still kind of like reigns supreme as the quietest treadmill I've ever tested. But when I was switching from incline to decline or from speeds on the 1250, it was overall a very quiet machine. Another thing that I do love about this feature, and if you've seen my videos in the past, you know that I am a huge decline girl. And thankfully, the 1250 comes with a 3% decline as well as a 12% incline. So if you are wanting to do any sort of hill training or any sort of decline training, you have the capability of doing it on this machine. It also goes from speeds of 0 to 12 miles per hour. So in terms of a good quality running treadmill, I would say so far it meets that mark. Now, you are going to have to purchase a heart rate monitor separate. You can go ahead, connect it easily through the Bluetooth to the machine and track your heart rate that way. The other thing about the heart rate monitor specifically is it comes with active pulse technology, meaning that you can set your heart rate to a specific zone. So let's say you don't want to get above like 160, then you can go ahead, set that in accordance with what you're looking for. And if your heart rate gets above that 160 mark or wherever you decide to set it to, the treadmill will automatically start to slow down, lower your heart rate until you can kind of like regain some breathing, regain that heart rate target that you want, and then it will go ahead and pick back up to speed, which overall I think is like a fantastic feature. In terms of aesthetic, I mean, this is one of my favorite types of design. It's a new type of like Z design that NordicTrack is rolling out with all their commercial treadmills. Overall, I think it is the most aesthetically pleasing. It's got uprights made from steel and then it is coated with like a rubber coating, making it somewhat grippy. And I ultimately really like the grip that the handlebars provide on that 1250. In terms of stability, this is overall a very stable machine. I didn't have any complaints about it moving from side to side. A lot of times when I'm testing a machine, I will run it at higher speeds, shake it around, and this stayed solid and steady on the ground. Now, is this the biggest treadmill that I have reviewed, that I have tested? No. I mean, have you seen the Bowflex Treadmill 10? That thing is like a behemoth of a machine. But is this the smallest? No, it's kind of in that sweet spot, measuring about 6 feet in length, 3 feet in width, and about 5 feet high. Now, as you can see behind me, this does fold up into an upright position. It also has gas shock on the folding mechanism, meaning you don't have to worry about that Beltec slamming into the ground. Now, this is still on the heavier side. When it's in the box, it weighs 280 pounds. It is slightly lighter out of the box, but overall not by much. It does have wheels, making it a little bit easier to move around, but still it's over like 250 pounds as a machine. So even though it stores upright, even though it does have wheels, it's not a machine that I'm gonna be wanting to move around a ton. Now, in terms of durability, NordicTrack is known for its durable machines. Now, if you stick this in a commercial gym, it's just not gonna last as long. But if this is something that you are using for your personal use in your own garage gym, it's gonna last you for a long time. Now, the one kind of like call out that I have to any sort of NordicTrack treadmills is its warranty. If you decide to store this in a non-climate controlled area, you can potentially void the warranty. I don't like that fact because a lot of us have a garage gym without any sort of like mini split or air conditioning unit. So make sure you read the fine print on the warranty if you decide to store it anywhere outside of a climate controlled area. When it comes to what I think is a quality running treadmill, one of the things I'm gonna look at is its weight capacity. So industry standard is 300 pounds. Anything below that, I don't really love to recommend for a good quality running treadmill. Thankfully, the 1250 does meet that 300 pound mark. Another thing we look at is its motor size. So typically, if I'm gonna recommend a running treadmill, then I wanna see at least a 3.0. There's kind of some debate amongst people on whether like a 2.75 CHP motor, whether or not a 2.75 CHP motor is a quality enough motor for somebody wanting to do a lot of running. However, I just say like err on the side of caution. And if you know you're gonna be doing a ton of running at higher speeds, I would say you have to look for a treadmill that at least has a 3.0 CHP motor, and the 1250 does. Another thing that we look at is the overall size of the belt deck. This has a 60 by 20 inch belt deck size. I think that that is perfect, especially if you're somebody who has a longer stride. Last thing I love, again, it comes with that iFit programming. Now you are gonna have to pay a monthly subscription for that iFit programming. A couple of the options that you have with the iFit programming is $396 a year for a family membership or $180 for a yearly individual membership. Now you can't pay a monthly individual fee, I'm not sure why, or you can pay $39 a month for a family membership to the iFit programming. Overall, iFit is one of my favorite programs. So if you are looking for a treadmill that utilizes smart technology, smart features, you want some external motivation from somebody like a quality coach teaching a class, or you want to feel like you're more a part of it, like a group fitness class, I do think that iFit programming is one of the best out there. Last thing, in terms of like overall conveniences, this does have a fan. I mean, it's decent. It's not like the best fan. Overall, I'm not totally impressed with a cardio machine fan. It also comes with Bluetooth connectivity and then 2 water bottle holders for you to, you know, bring your Stanley Cups along. To wrap things up, if you are looking for a quality machine and you've had your eye on something like the 1750, but you don't want to like pay the big bucks for that, I think this is almost just as good. I think that the belt deck is slightly harder than the 1750. The 1750 does offer a ton of cushioning, and the screen is slightly bigger on the 1750, whereas this, again, only has that 10-inch screen. But overall, I am thoroughly impressed with this 1250, and I would take it home with me today if I already didn't have a treadmill in my garage that I currently use. This has been Lindsay with Garage Gym Reviews. We'll see you back here next time. Peace.